Hey guys, Ancap24 here, coming with the first formation of the Ultimate Tournament Defensive Guide. And what we're going to be looking at here is the 2-4-5 even. This is going to be more of a recap, something that we showed you at the nickel normal out of the 4-3 playbook. This is the one that we kind of scouted bugs on, and I did a lot of the little changes to make it to where the blitzes are a little bit more effective, but I'm just going to kind of go over a real quick overview of it. The nickel blitz 2, same exact thing. What we're going to do is we're going to base the line, we're going to press, we're going to pinch our D-line, we're going to crash them up, we're going to move our linebackers to the right, and we're going to just kind of hover right here and let the left player come around and get there. So the nickel 2-4-5 even works exactly the same way as the nickel normal. Now, we have other blitzes in this as well. The next one we're going to look at is the buck slant show 2 here. We're going to go exactly the same exact way. Just pick any random defense here. Here we go. And I'll just pick something that's got a... Alright, here we go. And what you're going to see here is we're going to base the line, press, pinch, crash up, move these guys over. And if you remember the buck slant 2, we're going to move this guy over, let this guy go towards the middle center. And you're going to see that you can have that ability there to get up. I kind of got caught that time, but I'll show it to you this time again. And move this guy over. And you want to kind of have him go towards the center, move back up, and you can see how that guy's going to be able to get to that thing. Now, we can do double edge heat with this as well. And we're just going to block, blitz that right outside linebacker. Typically when I do that, I'm going to basically stay in the same spot, go towards the center, and go up the field. And you're going to get your double edge heat. So you can see it's going to work exactly the same way as nickel normal. What you can do on this as well, which is kind of cool with the nickel 2 even, is, and I'm going to show you, see the packages on the bottom left there. You could do the linebacker pass rush is what it comes normally, where you can have 4 linebackers there. Then you could do the defensive ends if you have better defensive ends and you want to keep them there without having to toggle them around. Then you've got the ability to put your strong safety as a linebacker. So if you want to go with 2 strong safeties rather than a linebacker, if you want to get that hit power, you've got maybe a little bit better thing for salary cap, you can definitely go that way and make sure that you have 2 strong safeties on the field. And then you've got the 4 defensive ends as far as you want to have it on the line. There's a lot of different options depending on what you want to do, depending on if you just want one extra linebacker, so you want 3 linebackers, 1 defensive end, whatever the case may be. And then you can put your free safety there at the blitzer right there. See number 37 is actually my free safety. So if you have 2 strong safeties, you can put them at your 2 deep players, and then you can go ahead and do your F1 inside, which would be your free safety. So if you had somebody like Kraus at the second strong safety in a mutt situation, you can kind of put him out there as well. There's kind of different things that you can do with this formation that you can't do with any other formation. But typically, what it's really going to look at is you want to look at the originally, and before I go into this, you can do big nickel as well, where you can put the strong safety as the player that's blitzing. Just a lot of different things here, but the linebacker pass rush is what it normally comes with. Let me show you a couple of the blitzes that we've gone over in the past. Let's go to overload 3 seam, and what you're going to see here again, let's just pick a normal player. I don't want to do an empty set. Let's just do here. All right. So we're going to go ahead here and we're going to baseline, press, pinch, crash, move, and I always pass commit. And so I'm going to go ahead and move this here to this spot right here, let him go towards that player, and you're going to see how we got that blitz that comes through. I just want to make sure you know that this is going to work exactly the same way the nickel normal did, right? The other one we can do is the overload blitz. It's the same exact thing we just showed you there, just the man version of it. Right here, it's going to work the same exact way, so I'm not going to go over it, just to make sure that you can see this, the overload blitz right there. And then you've got the corner blitz, which we like to use against compressed sets, or kind of like the gun tight type look. So let's go, or gun snugs, whatever you want to call it. So let's go to, I picked the Rams playbook because it was in there. Let's see, a gun tight offset, and basically looking at a play where all we're doing here is the same exact thing. Instead of baseline, we're just pressing, pinching, crashing up, moving our linebackers to the right, pass committing, moving this guy over here, and this way you're going to see that you got the cornerback coming around on the gun tight type situation. So you got all the same blitzes that you had. Now, What we also have on this with the 245 is some run defense that I want to make sure that you see. The first one is going to be the cover one linebacker blitz. And this is a really nice one to do against any type of inside zone type situation. So like inside zone here, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and base the line, and then you want to go ahead and pinch your D line. You can go ahead and press too. It doesn't really matter. So you can press baseline, press, pinch your D line, crash them up, just like we normally do. And the only other thing that we're going to do is you want to take this player here, kind of move him down. Here's the guy that you're going to go ahead and user, and you just want to fill that B gap. So when you come through here, you're going to see that you're going to be able. I kind of totally whiffed on that play, but you can see that's where the play would be. So again, base the line, press, pinch, crash up, exactly the same way. Move this guy down. So basically that linebacker blitzing angle is really what you're looking at here, and he's going to be able to let you get in that one spot. Typically, if I'm going to use this type thing, my free safety doesn't have a great tackle, or he's a coverage guy, but it's definitely somebody you want to be able to fill the hole and hit. So this is something maybe if you're going to think that it's going to be run, you might want to shift your linebackers. Shift your formation around so you have a better tackler there. But so again, base the line, press, pinch, crash up, and you don't want to move your linebackers. It's only different things. You want to move this guy up here, and you want to go ahead and hit that hole, and you're basically going to force that ability there. I'm going to do it a little bit quicker this time so you can see it, and we're going to hit that B gap. So basically right here, you're going to go shoot that gap right there, and you're going to stuff that guy right at the line. So that's a nice inside zone D that you can use. So the next run D, what we're going to be looking at is it's going to be called the, I'm going to show it to you real quick here, Safety Strong 3, and I'll just go ahead and get another type of let's see here. Let's do the inside zone out of this, okay? So basically what we're going to do is we're not going to baseline press. All we're going to do is we're going to spread our D-line. We're going to crash them up. Then we're going to take this player right here. Sometimes he'll be over here depending on the formation, because if there's a trips to the right, he'll be on the right. But we want to move him over just to make sure that he's over the right guard. Basically, so he literally is where number 69 is, over him, right at the same level, right there, right? And we want to shoot that A gap right where the center is, and you're going to see that you've got some nice protection on the left-hand side over there with those guys. We want to shoot it just so that he doesn't cut it back, and what you're going to see here is that spot's going to be pretty much open, and it forces them to have to stay to the left-hand side. So I'm going to show it to you again here. All you're going to do again for this run defense is go ahead and spread your D-line, crash them up, make sure this guy's over the number 69 right here, the right guard. You're going to shoot that gap, and a lot of times you have that ability to go ahead and get it because of the way we set up our D. But so basically, again, just spread your line, crash them up, move this guy over, and you want to shoot this gap right here, and you can see a lot of times you're going to have that ability. If you don't, you're forcing them right into where the defense is. So this is one of those things that I like to do on obvious running situations, or that they're going to come out in the run, or you can't stop it. You want to really show them that you can, and you're going to basically go right there and hold them to less than a 2-yard gain pretty much each time. So again, all you're doing is you're spreading your line, crashing them up, moving this guy over, and you're going to go ahead and shoot that gap. And you can see how those guys go ahead and get that as well, because you're able to get the attention of the line if you don't get through. If you saw in that play, what I did is I shot the gap, and see how both those guys jumped on me. So if I'm able to get to that center first, then I know that I have 2 guys that are coming through. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. Is I'm going to shoot that gap. If I get through, great. If not, I want to try to get as many of those blockers' attention as possible to allow that to happen right there. So that's basically the premise of that run D, guys. So that is our nickel 2-4-5 even. That was more of a recap than anything. I wanted to show you those run defenses as well, to be able to go ahead and use that out of this formation. We'll come back with a different formation here shortly. Thanks, guys.